All right, Shalom Akim, Wak Waf, Yabashima Shabaraka Thumb. Before I start though, I want to give all praises to the creator of the heavens and the earth, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostle, the elder bishops of the great millstone, and peace and mercy once again to the hopeful elect. All right, welcome back to another GMS Inspiration of the Almighty. And as you can see the title on this one, water is being sabotaged to subject you. Water is being sabotaged to subject you. And right now, this government is sabotaging the water that you people need to drink, to clean with, to bathe in. They're sabotaging it to subject you. Subject you to what? To the new world order. So in this little quick lesson, it's going to be like a news clips and prophecy. I got a number of clips set up, and I'm going to show you how they're sabotaging the water. Okay? Matter of fact, I quickly had asked Google, define sabotage. Okay? It says sabotage refers to the deliberate and intentional destruction, damage, or obstruction of something to prevent success or hinder normal operations. So let me put that in a sentence for you. The self-proclaimed white man, the Edomite, he is sabotaging the water so that you people could come to him for the answers. So this Edomite, that's what he's doing. He understands that the number one commodity, or the number one thing that a man needs to survive, is water. So he would use that against you to subject you to his new world order. Okay? Take the water from him and tell them the only way that they could continue on living is if they do this and that, and they can have water back. Let's go to these first clips that I have here. And I got like 11 different clips. I don't even have them in order, so I'm going to play them as I see them. So some is better than others. But let's play this first clip we have here, because they're sabotaging your water, all right?
Exactly what is happening in many. What if you were told that you could not use water anymore? Well, this is a serious warning, because this is exactly what is happening in many cities across the United States. That in some cities, officials are telling the residents, at no time can you ever water your lawn. Do not wash your car, and if you can, do not wash your clothes. That's what they're being told, and many people are freaking out, and rightfully so.
So what we have done, it started as a voluntary closure of businesses and telling residents to only use water for emergency things, like hydrating yourself. What we are telling residents they should not be doing is laundry. Certainly no irrigation of lawns. It now currently has 33 feet, and it's rapidly depleting as people are using the water.
What he's talking. What if you were told that you could not use?
So, as you can clearly see there, I believe it's Michigan. It's a couple of different states. They're having water crisis where their water is brown. They're running out of water. And then your state mayors and your policemen, they're getting up there and telling people how to regulate the water to keep themselves hydrated and things like that. So you see there that the water is being cut. First and foremost, that's credited to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the God of the Bible. He's the one taking the water, period. In whatever way that is being damaged or sabotaged, that's the Heavenly Father first and foremost. But the Heavenly Father is using this white man to bring this judgment. Now, we know that they're using water on those data centers. They're using water on the data centers, but at the same time, they're not cleaning the the different type of aqueducts, whatever type of water system they set up. They're not even like servicing them things no more. People are getting brown water coming to them. In other words, this is a self-inflicted plan, sabotage. We're going to get more for you. We're going to get more for you because the Heavenly Father was feeding me just a bunch of water videos. I'm like, okay, Lord, I'll talk about it. Now, this is Sirach chapter 29, verse 21. It says, the chief thing for life is water, bread, and clothing, and a house to cover shame. The first thing on the list was water. Here it is. They saying we're running out of water and we're having a water crisis. Yo, the first thing that the Lord was dealing with in the beginning is water. He said he separated the waters from the waters. The majority of the planet Earth is water. We're breathing water. There's not no water crisis or like this Edomite is saying it. No, the self-proclaimed white man is sabotaging the clean water that we have available to ourselves. And he's going to regulate it to subject you people to the New World Order. Simple. Okay? And he knows that the chief thing for life is water. Okay? Let's go to another clip here. And I got some more videos. So these people are being told what to do with their water. So you best believe that a water crisis is going to hit, and water is going to be scarce.
Water.
Listen to this.
The next big shortage is going to be water. There's a reason why Richard Branson, Bill Gates, and a few others own 40% of all the mineral rights in the United States. They want the water rights. Soon, a cup of water like this is going to be more than a gallon of gas.
Now, while we were distracted with other things, there's a danger that nobody's talking about. But it's going to hit harder than anything this decade. The world could run out of water. It's actually called Day Zero. Now, Day Zero is a moment when the water supply gets so low that governments have to shut off access to regular tap water. Remember, we're in the biggest tech transformation in history, and tech needs water. AI and data centers need water. Now, remember, 71% of the world's surface is water. Now, that's a lot of water. But here's the truth. 97% of that water is salt water, and another 2% is locked in ice. That leaves us with about 1% of easily accessible, usable water. Now, we can convert that salt water,
yes,
but it's very expensive, and that water would cost about $4 to $6 a gallon. Now, this is a serious threat, but it could be a huge opportunity. There's a reason why people like Bill Gates, Richard Branson, and other billionaires are investing in water. Now, here's 5 ways to invest in water. You have water ETFs, PHOFIW, both.
We don't need to know the investments, but we do need to know who's buying up the water. Say it again. You said Bill Hates? Oh, and the rest of his billionaire buddies, and they're buying up your water, man. The water that we need that's tied to your cities and things like that. They're getting control of that, and they're gonna flip that switch on it to subject you people. It's either they're gonna say you either take that little grain of rice, which is the mark of the beast, that R to the F to the I to the D technology. Or one of the things you won't be able to get is their water. And everybody need water. Shit, I need some water right now, god damn it. Just a little joke, but let's go right here real fast to the book of 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter, and let's go to verse 22, and I got some more clips. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So, you know, the different plaza, the different places you go, and it's a lot of people hanging out and eating and enjoying their families, is going to appear unsown. Ain't nobody going to be there no more, because you ain't going to be able to just access the different type of businesses out here or whatever it is left, unless you have that little grain of rice. And it will be military force in the street. And not only military force, you're going to have all the flock cameras and drones surveilling. It's going to get nasty out here. Okay? And your full storehouse is going to appear empty. Your grocery stores. And as Elder Bishop Tazadak, as he brought it out, the stores only hold 3 days of food. And I used to work in that business. A store will get in trouble if they have overstocked food. So what we will have to do is place pallets in the middle of the store and reduce the price on something like crazy to get it off, to get it out of the inventory. It may be something that's good, But if you ever go to a store and you know it's like, damn, what's this on sale for? It may be an overstock or of a they order too much of it and they got to get rid of it because they get audited. Meaning they get, you know what an audit is. Okay, so it's only 3 days worth of food in the store. It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall suddenly be afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. It's going to cause you to fight your friends, not having water and food. It says, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. The Heavenly Father is going to make it to where the water be stopped. It's going to be a punishment. It's going to be the water being taken is a punishment. Okay? Like I said, I had about 11 videos. I'm just going to click another random one. Let's see this one. I was peeping with brown water.
You exposure to the.
This is crazy. I'm witnessing this with my own 2 eyes right now. I'm back in Michigan, and I'm north of a bunch of data centers. And the water here, all those miles north from where I am, from those data centers, is brown. There's brown water in the toilets, brown water in the sinks, brown data center water. That, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. It is no myth. And these people have to just deal with that? With their water just being brown? Once again, crimes against humanity. These are basic human rights. Because you best believe I'm going to say stay stinky today because I can't shower in that. No way. This is crazy. I'm witnessing.
You hear that? They're not going through and you know, changing filters, whatever the water system they got. They're just letting it be, and they're giving the fresh water to the data centers. And this is all strategic. It's a sabotage, as I keep saying that word, a self-inflicted wound. But it's going to be to subject you people to the New World Order. So these people in Michigan is dealing with brown water, and this ain't the only city and state that's dealing with that. You know, they're not the only ones. See, but one thing about Yahweh Shemel Shai is that a water could be brown all it wants. The Lord gonna make it to where his elect drinks, the ones that will be saved, they're gonna be all right. You know, but other people, they're gonna be starving out here and thirsty. This is Exodus 15:23. This is when the Israelites left out of Egypt. It says, and when they came to Mirrah, they could not drink of the waters of Mirrah, for they were bitter. Therefore, the name of it was called Mirrah. Mirrah means bitterness. It says, and the people murmured against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? And he cried unto Yahweh, and the Lord showed him a tree, which when he had cast it into the waters were made sweet. There he made for them a statute in the ordinance, and there he proved them. So the Most High is going to be cleaning water up for us. I don't know how it's going to happen. I brought that story out because there's nothing for the Heavenly Father to clean some water up. He threw a sweet wood in the water and it cleansed it. I do know about a seed called a moringa seed. And when you put moringa seed into water, it cleanses the water. So look at that. You people dealing with brown water, but the elect, or however the Lord going to do with his in these days to come, we're going to be fine. Let's go to the next clip here. Just random.
This is my own 2 eyes.
The largest groundwater supply in the U.S. is running out, and well, there goes our food supply. This is Save It or Lose It, and a NASA study talks about the rapid depletion of the Ogallala Aquifer. It's a huge aquifer that stretches across all these states, including Texas, Kansas, and Nebraska. And it provides water to millions of acres of land. It supports around a fifth of the country's agricultural output. This has been something that has been happening for decades as we have drained more and more water out, and now we're getting to a critical point. The aquifer formed over tens of thousands to millions of years, so it is safe to say it takes a long time to recharge. And as the earth gets warmer and there's more drought, there's going to be more water demand, and that's just going to be a devastating loop that we get stuck in. Some studies are suggesting that 40%...
We'll leave it right there. We'll leave it off right there. So you hear it. Aquifers is drying up. Big bodies of water that feeds hundreds and thousands of people is drying up. In that water is going to data centers, and it just you saw Edom not filtering the water no more, just, you know what I'm saying, allowing it to run dry. And so as we clearly see, water is going to be used against people, man. And water is the #1 thing the body needs. I was actually listening to these devils saying, because they're investing into water now. They're saying water is becoming a new gold. Water is becoming a new oil. That's what they're saying. Look that up. Type that in if you want. Water becoming a new oil, or water becoming a new gold. Because these devils are sabotaging the water. They're giving it to the data centers, and they're not going back with the natural, whatever it is, aquifers, aqueducts they got set up. They're not dealing with it. They're basically shutting them down or something. Okay? And that's truly Yahweh Shemel Washai, man. All right? This is Exodus. Exodus chapter 7, verse 17. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, and this thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Behold, I will smite with the rod that is in thy hand upon the waters which are in the river, and they should turn into blood." I'm bringing this out because the Lord is the one that can do whatever you want to do with water. The Lord attacks water because he created man to have to live off water. But when he get angry at you or get mad at you, that's one of the things he'll take. And then we know he took that from the Egyptians. It says, "And the fish that is in a river shall die, and the river shall stink, and the Egyptians shall loath to drink of the water of the rivers. And the fish that was in the rivers died, and the rivers stank." Just jumping down to verse 21. "And the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the river, and there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt, and all the Egyptians digged around the river for water to drink, for they could not drink of the water of the river. And 7 days were fulfilled. After that, the Lord had smitten the river." So the Lord's smiting the water, regardless of however it's happening. If it's being self-sabotaged or if it's taking a natural course, it's the Lord. It's the Lord. Let's go to another clip here.
Scent of the aquifer.
The next big shortage is going to be water. The big guys have been buying up water rights since the Korean War. There's a reason why.
Maybe they don't.
The next big shortage is going to be water.
What's going on?
Guys have been buying up water rights since the...
Maybe that's the same video. Okay, maybe that's the same video. I sent it to myself twice. Let me see, what's this one?
They took the trees, our fruit trees, and then sold us.
No, not that one. Okay.
A drought crisis on the Colorado River is threatening major cuts to water that's delivered right here in California.
Against that backdrop, the company we recently profiled is reporting encouraging results with new technology that could help supply a solution and a new source of water.
ABC 7's Drew Tuma has an update in this Climate Ready report.
From a fast melting snowpack in the Sierra to overpumped groundwater in the Central Valley to a drought on the Colorado River, California's water supply is facing enormous pressure, and increasingly, some believe the only real alternative runs west, drawing water from the Pacific Ocean. And former water manager Tim Quinn believes he and his team at Oceanwell can do it safely and more affordably. We first profiled the company's technology here on ABC 7 Eyewitness News several years ago. It works by placing a series of collection pods on the ocean floor. They take advantage of the intense pressure at lower depths to force seawater through a system of salt filtering membranes. The fresh, desalinized water is then pumped to shore, leaving the leftover salt, known as brine, to drift out to sea, which, according to the company, helps avoid a core environmental criticism of traditional onshore desalination plants.
Do it out in the ocean at depth, 400 meters or deeper. And when you go down there, most of the problems that you have onshore are solved.
The company just released that.
Now.
A drought crisis.
Now.
Leftover salt. study on a reservoir.
They're coming up with solutions. You see that machine, as you hear, they're coming up with solutions on how to get water, right? But look at this guy who's doing it. Look at this guy. You telling me that man finna share that water? Or you don't think he's finna commoditize that water, if that's even a word, commoditize? I don't even know where that came from. He's gonna take all the water, in other words, he's gonna take all the water, he's gonna sell it back to you. Or he's gonna make it to where you got a certain ration or whatever. We're talking about the devil here, right? So they know they sucking up all the water to the data centers. They know they're not really replacing the old systems. They know a drought is affecting it. And then they creating these little machines to pull and draw water to make fresh water. But they're going at the same time, they're going to be selling it back to you. And you ain't going to be able to have access to it unless you got that little grain of rice in you. You know? It's going to get bad out here. It's going to get bad. Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, which is that little grain of rice, that technology they want to put under their skin. That's the mark. Okay? And then the forehead mark is ties with Neuralink. It says that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to do nothing in this society. Nothing. So when that take place, when this start to take place, because the elect, as it is written in Romans 11:7, I have reserved 7,000 men which will not bow down to neither by all. The elect of the Heavenly Father ain't going, they're not gonna be subjected to this damn system. The Lord gonna have a different spirit on them. You know? So when this come, we gonna be looking to Yahweh Shemel Shai. That's it, bro. Nothing more to it. We don't got no standing army. We barely can even come together and as a function. I'm talking about our people. They can't even come together in a function. We don't got nothing, bro. All we have is the mercy of Yahweh Shemel Shai. That's it. So this is what we're leaning on. Isaiah 65:13 in the NLT. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says. My servants will eat, but you will starve. My servants will drink, but you will be thirsty. My servants shall rejoice, but you should be sad and ashamed. So you see that how the Lord got the two sides. What side you want to be on? The thirsty side, or the ones that's getting drink? The ones that's starving, or the ones that's eating? You got to get right. And we see what the Lord is allowing happening just within the water as we plan in these videos. The water is being sabotaged and attacked purposely. This is not done by accident. These devils are doing this.
The problems that you have onshore are so.
It now currently has 33 feet, and it's rapidly depleting as people are using the water. So what we have done, it started as a voluntary closure of businesses and telling residents to only use water for emergency things.
In Michigan.
Like hydrating yourself. What we are telling residents they should not be doing is laundry. Certainly no irrigation of lawns. It now currently has 33.
Damn, you can't do your laundry, bro? Don't water my lawn? Now my grass dying?
People are going to have to drive to get water for potentially up to 2 weeks, as you just heard.
This is in Michigan.
We are deploying porta-johns in all of our parks. We will display where those are. You might choose to go use the facilities in a porta-john at a park. This is the real situation. People are going to have to drive to get water.
Porta potties in park, driving to get water.
For potentially up.
But it's a serious situation, so I'll start by reiterating what they both said. This is not a drill. Please, if you're in the map area, do not use water. This is a very serious situation. It's also a health situation, but it's a serious situation. So I'll start by reiterating what they both said. This is not a drill. Please, if you're in the map area, do not use water. This is a very
do not use water when you need water from the moment you wake up. You gotta brush your teeth. You gotta give the body some water. We can't live you can't go without 3 days without water. Your body drops dead. And knowing the conditions that our body currently in now, you probably go 2 days without water, you're gonna drop dead. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. And this is crucial because peep this one.
Entering a time.
There is a serious infrastructure problem failing the people of Puerto Rico as we speak. Thousands of Puerto Ricans are in the middle of a water crisis that is so bad that the National Guard has been mobilized. Many people across the island, including in the capital of San Juan, have been without running water for days and even weeks at a time as the summer heat gets stickier and hotter. The lack of resources and desperation for water has called for some creative solutions, like giant milk tankers that have been sanitized and repurposed to make water deliveries. Many residents are being forced to travel to water filling stations in specific areas. They call them oases, and they rely on the water collected from these oases to cook and to shower and to flush their toilets. Local community leaders for poorer neighborhoods across San Juan say people have been hospitalized over the water shortages.
It's serious, man. That's the tribe of Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Rican. Catching hell. Water crisis. Water. Yo, man. You see how they're going to use water. The whole point is that they're using water. They're going to subject you people by using the number one thing that man needs. And we're not ignorant of this man's devices. We're looking to the Lord, as I've been reading here, to give us drink, to cleanse water for us that's dirty. You know what I'm saying? To have mercy. This 1 Kings 17 and 1 through 4. It says, And Elijah the Tishbite, who was of the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, As the Lord power liveth of Israel, behold before whom I stand, there shall not be dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee hence and turn thee eastward and hide thyself in a brook, Kerith, that is before Jordan, and it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook. I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. See, this is the miracles we looking for. The Lord gonna tell us where a pond of water is where nobody at or something, or have a raven come through with some food. Jumping down to verse 7. It says, And it came to pass, because that brook dried up. Let me just read it. And it came to pass after a while that the brook dried up, because there had been no rain in the land. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Arise, get thee to Zaparath, which belongeth to Zidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded a widow woman to sustain thee. So he arose and went to Zaparath. And when he came to the gate of the city, behold, the widow woman was there gathering of sticks. And he called to her and said, Fetch me, I pray thee, a little water in a vessel, that I may drink. As she was going forth to fetch it, he called to her and said, Bring me, I pray thee, a morsel of bread in thy hand. And she said, As the Lord liveth, as the Lord thy power liveth, I have not a cake, but a handful of meal in a barrel, and a little oil in a cruse. And behold, I am gathering 2 sticks, that I may go and dress it for me and my son, that we may eat it and die. So she had that little bit of left, and she was going to eat that food and just go into starvation. It says, And Elijah said unto her, Fear not, go and do as thou hast said, but make me therefore a little cake first, and bring it unto me, and after make for thee and for thy son. For thus saith the Lord power of Israel, The barrel of meal shall not waste, neither shall the cruse of oil fail, until the day that the Lord send rain upon the earth. And she went and did according to the saying of Elijah, and she and he and her house did eat many days. And the barrel of meal wasted not, neither did the cruse of oil fail, according to the word of Yahweh, which was spake by Elijah. Why am I bringing this out? Because that woman helped the prophet. In other words, how that Ty says today, we're helping with this truth. You're helping the prophets. You're doing what is right inside of the Heavenly Father. So that woman thought she was finna die. Things was going south. She didn't have no more oil and meal. Well, Esau's going to take away the access to getting food and water. The Lord's going to allow him to take away. But we've been helping the prophets. We've been helping the truth. And the Lord made it to where that woman had that her oil didn't fail, neither did her meal fail. You know what I'm saying? Well, the Lord can have it to where you got a water bottle that look empty, and it's a little corner of water, but every time you pour it, just keep coming out. Lord gonna have some amazing miracles happening while everybody is starving and going through dehydration. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, through the Spirit and the power of Yahweh Shema Shai, that's pretty much it. This has been Waters being sabotaged to subject you. Hope you was edified. Your brothers and sisters stay strong out there. Yahweh Shema Shai B'akatam. Shalom.